In the heart of Manhattan, where the city's bustling streets collide with Central Park's tranquil serenity, stands the Dakota, a timeless apartment building steeped in history and secrets that whisper through its grand halls. Since its opening in 1884, the Dakota has been an emblem of opulence and prestige, housing some of the wealthiest and most famous residents of New York City. But beneath its elegant facade lies a haunting tale that still sends shivers down the spines of those who dare to enter. It was 1973 when John Lennon and Yoko Ono, the legendary couple known for their musical genius and avant-garde artistry, decided to make the Dakota their home. Little did they know that their story would soon intertwine with the building's dark, enigmatic past. The couple settled into their lavish apartment, unaware of the restless spirits that had long called the Dakota home. As autumn leaves fell and the chill of winter crept in, a sense of unease began to pervade the corridors of the Dakota. John, ever the keen observer, was the first to notice something amiss. One evening, while wandering the dimly lit halls, he glimpsed a figure, a woman draped in a flowing gown, her face obscured by sorrow. She moved with an ethereal grace, her footsteps echoing through the quiet hallways. "What's wrong with you?" John called out, his curiosity piqued. But the figure remained silent, her spectral form fading into the shadows, leaving only an eerie echo in her wake. John was not one to be easily spooked, but he couldn't shake the feeling that he had witnessed something otherworldly that night. He confided in Yoko about the mysterious encounter, and together they began to investigate the building's history, unearthing tales of strange occurrences and ghostly apparitions. It was said that the Dakota had been built on the site of an old orphanage, where countless souls had suffered and perished in the shadows of neglect and despair. Some believed that the restless spirits of these forgotten children still roamed the building's halls, seeking solace and redemption. The couple delved deeper into the mysteries of the Dakota, consulting psychics and paranormal experts in their quest for answers. As the days grew shorter and the nights longer, Yoko became increasingly aware of an unsettling presence within their apartment. She would hear whispers in the dead of night, a mournful voice that seemed to emanate from the very walls of the building. Then, one fateful evening on December 8, 1980, tragedy struck outside the Dakota's ornate entrance. John Lennon, a musical icon, was assassinated in a shocking act of violence. The world mourned the loss of a brilliant artist, and the Dakota itself seemed to mourn with them. The building's hallways echoed with a profound sadness, as if the very walls were grieving the loss of a resident who had become a part of its storied history. In the wake of John's death, Yoko Ono was left to navigate the depths of her grief alone within the walls of the Dakota. It was during these solitary moments that she experienced something inexplicable yet strangely comforting. Late one night, as she sat in the dimly lit living room, she saw a figure at the grand piano, a figure she knew all too well. It was John, his ghostly presence bathed in a soft, ethereal light. Yoko's heart raced as she stared in disbelief, but she felt no fear. Instead, a sense of peace washed over her as John turned toward her, his eyes filled with a warmth that transcended the bounds of the living world. "Don't be afraid," he whispered, his voice a gentle breeze. "I am still with you." Tears welled up in Yoko's eyes as she reached out a trembling hand, but her fingers passed through John's incorporeal form. Still, she could feel his presence, a love that defied the boundaries of life and death. From that moment on, Yoko often felt John's ghostly presence within the walls of the Dakota. She would hear the soft strains of music playing when no one was at the piano and catch glimpses of him in the reflection of mirrors. It was as though John had become a guardian spirit, watching over his beloved wife from the other side.